Okay, this is the R35 Victor radio. You'll find it listed frequently as the RCA Victor because RCA bought Victor or they merged, I'm not sure which. But the radio itself says it's a Victor radio. So this may have been before that purchase or merger took place. In this video, we will be dealing with the tuning half of the radio and going through checking things out. I'm going to replace the capacitors in it just because this radio, I believe, oh, I should correct something that you'll probably hear me say in a minute, uh, that this is an RS-36. At one point I thought it was an R32. It's neither of those. It's actually an R35. I finally found information that lines up with this radio. So without further ado, uh, let's look at what I got into. Okay, so this is the R36 Victor radio. Nice little wooden, nice. We're so used to, I guess we're all used to things being shaped, things that are shaped like this being made out of plastic. This is wood, like hardwood, and it's not, yeah, it's not plywood or anything, that's actual just wood. It's the way it used to be done years ago, I guess. Well, there's no I guess about it. Alright, so this is the tuning lever. One of these, I don't know what that is. Actually, I'll figure that out, I guess, when I work on the radio. I still haven't looked at my schematic or printed it out. I'll have to do that shortly if I'm going to need it. Let me swing this around so that you can see a little bit of it, how it's made. Now, let me just spin this up a little bit. Alright, I think, yes. So this is the lever that tunes, this is your tuner right under here. And I've seen somebody work on one of these, and I don't remember the details. Interesting. All right, so there's a tube there's some tubes in here. There's one that hides over here, which you can't see anyway. There's a tube here, 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 and here. I believe these are the RF cans. Yeah, those are the coils. And you'll notice that you've got 4 tubes, 4 cans, and I believe that means that there are 4 tuning gangs. Yeah, alright. So let's flip this up on its side. I'll show you what's underneath. Oh, and this is the umbilical that goes down to the other part of the radio. Kind of stiff. So each of these covers hide somebody's had their digits in here. That screw is loose. I don't like that. I don't want that flipping over on its front. Definitely not. Over on its top, rather. There we go. Alright. Interesting. Huh. Taking a look here to see. Well, there's a screw there that goes through I think these you have to pry off, I think. Based on what I'm seeing. Yes. Alright, let's see. Yes. I do believe. There it is. Okay. So, this is a tuner. It's blinding me. Alright. So this is a tuner. So when you move the tuning control, where are you? You see that those close and open like that. Let's see. Yeah, these were the arms that were worn out on the radio that I believe I saw. This seems to be in better shape. Oh, I see how it works. Alright. Yeah, okay. So you got a pivot point here, you got all these springs putting tension on these arms. And then as you move the lever, this whole circular plate moves. Which I think you can see if I do that again. Yeah. There are indications that this was greased at one point. You can see brush marks that show. Yeah, you can't really see it. My flashlight's just washing it out. But you see brush marks there where it was greased at one point. I'm going to just try using oil on it to see. That will free it up. But you have pivot points here too, where these clamshells open and close, and yeah, and so all those rollers, those need to be lubricated. And let's see. Wow. Yeah, this is quite a piece of work. It's really amazing. See if I can. I don't want to do that because then I lose my fail-safe against dropping over. All right, but I want to show you something. Right down there. Right there. Yeah. Somewhere around there. This is soldered to a post here, and this winds around this piece here, which allows this to move. And apparently there's one on each side. Yep, there is. So that's how this is connected to whatever it needs to be connected to. It's just a coil of copper, flat copper wire that comes over and makes that connection. This thing was, wow, really amazing. There's how they built it. Quiet you. Yeah, wow. So, and I'm assuming this spring is there to keep free play out of all these moving joints. So I imagine without that spring there would be some slop, and then the tuning will be less than great. Wow. That's this is a neat radio. So what am I going to do? Okay. Yeah. I can't see that. So what I'm probably going to wind up having to do is Yeah, I may take that wooden cover off the front, because there's stuff, this arm that moves this stuff here. There's a roller that rides against the track up front on this part here, and then there's another part that slides along the metal piece, and that's possibly where. And I almost think there's supposed to be two rollers, but I don't think the top one is rolling anymore. So I'm going to wind up taking this apart a bit to deal with the mechanical stuff. And I'm going to take this off too if I can. So let's see. Well, since I'm going to be in here, I'm going to show you. Ow. Ow. So underneath here, maybe I'll slide this over a little bit. Yeah. Alright, so underneath here, you can see the arm, and there's a track that my light's shining on, directly on, that this rides against, and there's a roller at the top and on the bottom, and I don't think they are moving freely in and out. And this is hiding, this cover is hiding all that mechanism. So I need to take that apart, clean that up, and lubricate that. Then I need to take these two screws out, so I can, 4 screws actually. So I guess I have 4 or 3, I'm not sure. Well, it looks like those 2 at least. Yeah. Alright, well that's... Alright, so I'm going to take this apart. Yes, alright. And... quarter? Oh, yeah. Come on. This thing is beat. I'm heavy. Well, it's built. This is just amazing. This is. I guess you could say that this is overbuilt. I mean, if this were built today, it'd be a whole different story. You know, it's just. Well, we know. We all know. Stuff is not built like this. A solid block of hardwood for the face, and solid metal all over the place. Oh, come back here. It's just. It's another era. And when you grab the amplifier part of this thing, man, is that thing heavy. It's a beast. Not exactly what you would call portable. Definitely not. Alright, so that's all hardwood, solid. Man. And this should come off. Yes. It's just a little bit filthy. But then, how old is this? 29? In 7 years, it's going to be 100 years old. Alright, so. I really don't like that. This should go there. I gotta watch it. These fabric wires are not. They could probably be very. Oh. Huh. Interesting. Okay. I'm not sure. Yes. Okay. This is very interesting. I did not know this. See that shiny part And this, if you rotate this, it gives you fine tuning. Or it would if it weren't so stiff. Oh, all right. Wow. So I'm going I'm just going to lightly oil a couple of things. Now let's see, first thing I want to do is get some dust off. And just put a little bit of juice on there. Oh, and it's already made a difference. Okay, now. So the other thing I'll look at, or do, is these rotate, or they're supposed to. Some of them do, some of them don't. So I have a feeling that the ones that don't have gotten corrosion in them, and they aren't behaving well for that reason. So let's see. Whoops. Now I wonder. I bet that is something I don't want to take off unless I really want to take this apart. Although I do want to try to get that pan off because I want to look under there. And this is going to, I have to be careful. That little needle is going to be entirely too easy to hit and bend. Well, do we have that pan free? We do. Oh, okay. All right, well. We have a coil. I think some of these coils are up top. This one's down here. Because, yes. So the connection you see for this, yeah, it's a little bit loose. Let's take a gander. What's going on there? Well, what I feel is when I push on this, it goes right back to, so that copper coil is there not simply to make a connection between here and the coils, but it's also acting as a spring to help these stay against the arms that are adjusting them open and closed. So, yeah. So let's throw a little bit of lubrication. Oh, all right. Let's throw a little lubrication there. Now it doesn't look like it doesn't look like it's already working a lot better. Yeah, it's still stiff. Okay, let's go up here, or down here. So, yeah. A little bit of oil heading where I don't probably want it. Well, it's already working better. Now, there's something interesting up top that I want to get into. Wasn't sure if I wanted to, that's why I flipped it back upside down. Hey, I have a tray. Put some screws in it, or nuts in it. Yeah, I'm going to straighten the bottom of that out. It's kind of beat up. So, this looks like it has ball bearings inside it. So, screwdriver. Oh no. I was afraid of that. Are you going to fit in there? Yes. Alright. Oh, those are, oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. Those are adjusters. And I'm going to have to look at the documentation for this to find out what they are for. Interesting. I wonder, and it looks like that was greased at one point, but if that's the case, this wouldn't fine-tuned the way it's supposed to. Interesting. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they originally had grease on here or not. Someone at some point did, but I don't know if it was supposed to have that. Alright. Oh, come on. I knew I was going to do that at one point or another. One of the other things that I didn't get with this is a decent set of knobs. Somebody found some generic wooden knobs and just stuck them on there, but they aren't in very good shape, and they are definitely not the right knobs, as far as I can tell. I'm going to look, but I believe the original knobs, like, what did I do with those? Oh dear, these are wooden drawer pull knobs, and somebody tried to make them work on this. The original knobs for this were very decorative, I believe. Much nicer than this. Of course, these do not stay on the control knobs shafts, on the control shafts, because they weren't designed for that. So, and I don't believe I have any vintage knobs that would work well for this. But anyway. Oh boy. Anyway, so these adjusters, you notice there's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. So each of these are adjusted for that, and I think yeah, I think what these are for is because if you look at, I think you can see that one. See it moving in and out. Let me just see if I can confirm what I think is going on. Where are you? There you are. Yes. All right. So what's happening is, let me put some more light on there and I can show you. Yeah. Notice this corner is moving. So what they're doing, I believe, is they are controlling the linearity of the open and closing of these with those rollers on the back, on the top. So let's go back there and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I can't even imagine in a manufacturing environment having to do all the aligning that they would have to do, because these are moving in and out, and each of these screws controls how much this moves in and out. So as you move this, that moves in and out, and you have to get all of these aligned so that they are tuning properly together and properly synchronized together. Yeah, that is definitely mind-boggling. Wow. So there's 4 coils on top and one that's, this has 5 tuners in it, which I think I already knew, but I'm kind of blown away. So this thing is just nothing short of amazing. I'm told that this is a pretty good performer when everything's working right. And I'm hoping that's the case. I have tested the tubes in this already, since I was going to be getting tubes from a Radio Club member. Anyway, yeah, so one of the things I try to do is pay attention to what the original manufacturer did, and I don't see any lubrication in here. So yeah, I don't see any lubrication at all. Just see if I can. Yeah. It's definitely moving a lot better than it did when I got it. Yeah, I don't know if it's, I know that's for fine tuning, but I'm looking at these 3. Yeah, this would be this would be a real challenge to align, and I'm hoping I don't need to do that. I'm really hoping I don't need to do that. So I thought there were 4 of these tuners. There's 5 of them. That's just pretty amazing to me. That's, oh, I just discovered something. Yeah, anyway, this has a twist and unlock type of a design. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Is that loose? Are they all loose? I guess they all do that. Oh, okay. Let's see. This seems a little stiff. I don't, what I may do is take this pin out and check this, make sure it's not binding. Because everything else, this seems good, this seems good. Oh, I guess that works alright. Yeah. That wiggles a little bit. Not a lot. So I feel spring there. That feels springy. That does. That does. These two wiggle more. Now that one goes back. This one. Huh. This one doesn't have any wiggle room at all. Let's see how this one works. So of them all, this one seems stiff. And I don't know. Yeah, I'm betting this one's kind of gummed up. Or it just doesn't have the same amount of wear as everything else. So the question is, dare I put any lubrication on that? I don't know. Maybe I'm going to ponder that one for a bit longer before I do anything there. So what I might do is, like I said, take the pin out of this, so I can take that arm off and see how this moves, and maybe compare it to one of the other ones that I know is loose. Because you touch all of these and they move, all of them. But this one, no moving. So, yeah. And it's not, like I said, there doesn't seem to be any lubrication in this from factory. Of course, the problem could be that there could be corrosion in there, and that's what's binding it up, but none of the others have that problem. So, I'm not sure what to make of that. And this does work, but this could be why it's moving stiffer than it should be. And I really don't want to take this all apart, because you've got this coiled up copper wire that's soldered over here to that coil, and I just don't want to touch that if I don't have to. Yeah, that's a ground. It's grounded. So you got coil side and ground side. Okay. That makes sense. Although it might not be that big a deal, because if you desolder that, let's see where we are. If you desolder that, you can open up that and just take that off. But let's see. Yeah, so this is the R36. I thought it was an R32, I believe. But R36, a fascinating piece of equipment. Way overbuilt, insanely built. I mean, when you look at how Atwater Kent did it, using basically the same type of tuning mechanism as we use in our modern super het radios, and you look at this. I don't know. I don't know what the engineers who designed this thought they were doing, because it's overkill. It's just nuts. So let me see. Do I have? Yeah, let's put it over here. All right. I think I'm going to do this now. Let's just take a look. I know there's spring tension on this, so I'm sure. Really? Alright, throw you in there for now. Hopefully I remember which cup I put things in. Alright. I think that's the one I wanted. Let's go back here. Yeah, that's stubborn. That's really stiff. So can I... see if I can reduce some of the tension maybe. Here we go. Alright, what we got? Oh, gummy. That's all gummed up. It is. Alright, well, even though they don't have lubrication on there, I think they need it. Let's see. I think I'm going to lubricate that because it's just way too stiff. And I think it's making it hard to tune this for that reason. So, even though they didn't have oil in it before, they're going to now. And I don't know. Now, if I really wanted to, I suppose I could take this all apart. Because I could take that pin out, and this out, and this would come off. And of course, I'd have to desolder that. Oh, you know what? I lubricated the wrong one. That was not good. That was definitely not good. Okay. Well, let's try this. This is the one I wanted. Okay. I hate when I do stuff like that. Not paying attention to what I'm doing. And I do the wrong thing. Or indicate the wrong thing, or whatever. Alright. Well, okay. Oh yeah. More better. Lots better. Yeah. Well, I don't know what caused that to come up like that, because none of the others are, but not. It's now moving a whole lot more freely, and the other thing is it's not as sloppy as the rest. Huh. Yeah. That might be all I need to do. It's still binding a little bit. Definitely much better than it was. Well, alright, let's see how we look on this side. Should we? Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit more. Alright. Alright. I hope I don't regret doing that. But so what I'm trying to do now is try to remove any excess oil I may have put into this. Because when I tilt this down, the oil's going to want to run this way. So, alright. Okay. Let's see if that made a difference. And that definitely was gummed up big time. So, it's still pretty stiff. Of course, that may be how it just is. That's not definitely much better. Whoops. This is definitely a whole lot better. It's no longer bound up. So, we can put that back together before I forget. And Okay. Alright. Trying to think if there's anything else that might be making it run stiff, but I think I've hit pretty much all the pivot points. Got this one. Corrected that one, that oil, that one I should not have. Oh dear. And I think on the top side, we've got all these guys lubricated. I move much too quickly. Those all seem pretty good. Maybe. It is. That looks good. Yeah, all of those seem fine. And right now, actually I'll just clean this off a little bit since I have it off. And then I can put this back on because, well, I'm hoping not to have to do anything more with this. I'm really, really, really hoping that nobody got their little digits in there and messed with it. And if I have to do that, I'm hoping there are some instructions somewhere to explain how. I've seen it done once, and maybe I should have, let's see if I can find that video again. Hopefully it's still around. And see if I can figure out how, find out how one gets those things synchronized. That kind of, I didn't remember that part of the design. I was, well, it's different when you're looking at it and saying, ooh, do I have to do that? And how do I do that? Or you're just watching somebody else doing it and say, oh, okay, that's nice. So, yeah, it's definitely different if you're facing, if it's looking in the face and you have to deal with it, rather than somebody else just doing it and saying, yeah, you did a great job. Alright, do I have, I do. Use some of my steel wool, see if I can clean this up a little bit better. Oh, look at that. Wow. Wow. Well, I didn't really think I was going to be polishing, but I thought, well, what the heck, why don't I try this and see if I can get some of that corrosion free out of here, and all of a sudden it shined right up. Let's see here. Wow. Well now, so you might make the rest of this look pretty bad. I wasn't really thinking when I did this. Probably should have left it alone when I had cleaned most of the crud off with soap. Hey, well now. This is definitely dusty and dirty. I want to clean up a bit, but well, I suppose I could do the rest of it on top and make everything else look bad. So I don't know. Wow. Well, that's probably what it looked like when it was brand new. Well, without the corrosion. Interesting. All right. Yeah. So, I don't really need that off, do I? Alright, well, I was definitely, this is part of what I wanted to do. Yeah, those fabric wires are not happy. They're starting to fail. Eesh. I don't have to rewire everything. But anyway. So part of what I wanted to do tonight, or do at this point, was look inside. I'm hoping that as the oil works into different things, that it works, although it definitely is working a whole lot better than it was. It was pretty stiff before. Yeah, it's easy, it goes easier one way than it does the other, which is probably because of the springs, which are pulling in one direction rather than another. Okay, well, I think what's going to happen is I'm going to I'm going to clean this up more than it is right now. Try to anyway, and then put all these covers back on. I'm going to straighten that one out so I'll beat the pieces like it is. And then I'm going to bring the amplifier back. So I don't think there's much here. Take a peek underneath again. Let's see what we got. Got a couple of resistors. That looks like a capacitor. These could also be capacitors. I don't know for sure. So I have a few things I could check under here. And I definitely have to print out that schematic. I know I have it. I'm kind of surprised that I didn't do it. Let's take a peek in my stash of schematics, see if I have it. And I don't have it. Alright, so I'm going to stop for the moment and find my schematic, print that out, then you either decide to check this out further or I'll bring the amplifier back and check it out. I wonder if this bulb is any good. I've seen bulbs this color where they're really black, but they still work. It's amazing, all the off-gassing of the filament. That doesn't look promising. Since I'm here, let's find out whether or not we have a bulb or not. If I don't, then I need to look, see if I have one, and if I don't, get one. That's saying megohms. Bulbs like this are not supposed to be megohms. Yeah, no. I don't believe this bulb is healthy. Oh yeah, no. As some comedians have recently said, those connections are Bluetooth. 2.5 volts. So I gotta find the 2.5 volt bulb. Alright, so I need a bulb. It's 2.5 volts. That is what it says. 2.5. And I've got to check things out at some point further. So I'm going to stop here. pretty happy with how this is coming out. Oh yeah, that's definitely much better. Now I gotta look for knobs. I don't think I have anything that would work, but who knows. Alright. Well, I'm going to wrap up this part as part 2 here. I think the next section I will get more into the electronics of this tuner. I had forgotten that this part of the video is mostly mechanical stuff, but it all needed doing, and it's definitely going to make the unit work a whole lot better when it actually gets working. But anyway, so part 3, like I said, we'll dig into the electronics more on this, and I hope to see you then. Thanks for watching.